everyone. Those of you who are joining us live or here on Zoom, thank you so much for being here with us. And I'm Rina Lang. I'm one of the co-founders of this community, Coaching Connection. And today I'm pleased to have Keely with us. So I met her, yes, I met her a few weeks ago through one of the coaching communities where she was talking about TikTok. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need someone to come and talk to our community about TikTok. I myself, I have not implemented TikTok or even looked at TikTok for my own business, but I know that a lot of coaches do use TikTok and they're crushing it on TikTok. So I just wanted to kind of like get an inside view and get Keely to talk to us. Why did she choose to do TikTok? What is it that she learned? Why she would advocate coaches to actually give TikTok a chance, and how is money to be made on it? What are all the different tools, techniques, toys one can play with on TikTok? I don't even have the app, I must admit, so don't ask me anything about it. But I try to do my best to actually come up with questions so that we have an interesting conversation. So over to you. Tell us who you are, what you do, how did you end up crushing on TikTok? And yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you for inviting me. This is very cool. I love to talk on TikTok whenever I can because I'm a total wallflower and very much an introvert, just despite the shaved head and the purple hair. Like, this isn't to get attention. So to be somebody that's teaching TikTok really blows my mind, because if you would have asked me even like, I guess 8 months ago was when this journey, like 6 months ago, when this journey started, hey, Keely, are you going to teach about TikTok? I would have been like, heck no, like I'm not doing that, because I hadn't yet discovered the true power of it as a coach and marketer myself. So is it all right if I'm going to share with you guys, I have a presentation, it's like a masterclass, and it kind of is, we'll share with you everything you need to know about getting started on TikTok and why TikTok is really the place to be at. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. And then I'm a very visual person and I love Canva, which is why I create everything in Canva. And hopefully that'll be helpful for you, because I know a lot of coaches do presentations where they're just speaking face to camera, but for me, I've got to like see stuff. Also, this was helpful with learning Spanish, since I also live in Mexico, definitely need to see words. So this is my TikTok for Business Masterclass. And to start out with, the biggest thing is when we look at social media, okay, let's break it down even further. When we look at organic marketing, when it comes to marketing our business, no matter what it is, coaching business, selling courses, service-based provider, you have two choices, right? You have paid, where you can run ads, or you have what we call organic. Well, when it comes to organic marketing, we had, before TikTok, YouTube, which requires a ton of video editing, long form video, it just, like, for me, I was just like, I don't want to do that at all. Like, I don't want to have to come up with 20 minute videos, edit that stuff, hire an editor, like, just seemed like a tremendous amount of work. And yeah, it pays off in the long game, but it was just not instantly gratifying for me. Then you have Instagram. Well, with Instagram, it's all about how pretty everything is. This girl doesn't know how to put on makeup very well. Like, I'm not the most like elegant fit lady. Like, Instagram was just something I was never very excited about. It wasn't a place of like genuine or authenticity. It just felt very, the Instagram model thing. Like, I just was never into it. And then you have Facebook. And with Facebook, it's been a great tool for so many businesses, but what's happened is that it's basically declining, where you have the same amount of, they're not having much growth. So you're having the same amount of people on there, and then you have this increase of people creating content. And so when that happens, they wanted you to start paying for traffic, hence the Facebook advertising. Well, really, if you had been on Facebook in the last 6 or 7 years ago, you had an early adoption advantage. And we can see this with a lot of the big time successful coaches, entrepreneurs that we see come up again and again and again, because they started like 8 years ago, and they got in when Facebook ads were cheap, when you could build a Facebook business page and get the blue check mark. Nobody talks about that anymore. Facebook business pages are so dead, and there's no point in putting any effort into it unless you're doing paid advertising, because Facebook wants you to pay. They there's so many people making content and not as many people consuming content on there, that in order to get seen, you have to pay for it. And so it's really this like, don't you wish that you were back there 6 or 7 years ago when it was cheap and easy to get going on Facebook? And that's really what TikTok is today. So how I got started with TikTok, because I, again, was very, very apprehensive to do any sort of video content. I was spending probably about an hour to a day creating content for both Instagram. While I didn't like Instagram, I was trying, and Facebook, because you couldn't create the same thing. You couldn't create one thing and post the same thing on both platforms. It was like this, the guru was really like saying, that's a taboo rule, you can't do it. You have to come up with different things for both. So I was creating blog style posts, come up with an image, write out the long form copy, and it was taking me forever. And so I really had I had, you know, when I moved to Mexico, I got my business going really, really rapidly because of all of the connections that I had made. But then it came to a point where I needed to scale. And so I started trying to run ads, and we'll talk about the trouble with ads a little bit too, and the trouble with organic marketing. Was I just wasn't gaining attraction. I was spending so much time on podcasts, I was spending so much time making these posts, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. And so I decided, after seeing some other friends, oh, here's that Facebook ad. So I was running Facebook ads, and they were costing me around 0.086 cents per reach. And again, Facebook ads are so volatile, it depends on how well you're targeting. It depends on the quality of your content that you're putting out there. But I had been no stranger to Facebook ads. I ran them before the iOS 14 update, which was the Apple update that said that Apple users could opt out of tracking on the platform. And I had ran it for service-based businesses. I had ran it for probably a dozen different businesses and always had success. So this was a point where I was like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Something is happening with Facebook ads. And I did this campaign for a product launch, and I spent over $2,200, and this was the results that I got. And they amounted to about like $500 in sales. So it was definitely like really bad results. And then it sent me into the spiral of like doubt. I was like, is my sales page bad? Is my offer bad? Is my message not clear? Is my price too high? Is it me? Like, is the content? But I didn't have any more money to spend on the ads. And again, I hadn't grown on Instagram in months. I spent hours doing interviews, DMing and following up. It was just like, I wasn't making any money, and I was just doing all these things. And I felt like it was just better to go get a real job than to keep trying to push forward with this coaching business. And so again, I was in part of this mastermind group, and others were talking about how much attention their videos were getting on TikTok. They were constantly talking about like, oh, this silly video went viral and I got a new client, or this video got 100 views and I sold like a course. And they were like talking about all this, and I was like, what? How are you doing that? And so I was basically had this attitude where it's like, well, if they're doing it, I can figure it out too, even though I really didn't want to do video content. I didn't want to make videos. I didn't want to have to learn a new tech platform was the other thing, because I downloaded the app, I started playing around with it, and I was like, can I just find like some teenager to do this for me? Can someone just please make these videos for me? Do I really have to do this myself? But I dedicated to figuring out, because I knew that I couldn't necessarily pass it off to somebody else, because I needed to be the face of my business, and I couldn't pass off the editing or the style of the video until I knew exactly what I wanted. And so I committed to doing a video day for 30 days. And about 3 weeks in, it was about 3 weeks in exactly, this video took off right here. And it wasn't even about my business. I was just trying to have fun with it and figure out how to work this thing, basically. And my VA at the time was like, why don't you start talking about lifestyle and start talking about more things you believe in, and less like teaching and less funnels. And so I was like, okay, cool. And I made this video, it was like called The Weird Things I Noticed About Living in Mexico, because I was only like 8 months into living in Mexico. And of course, when you move to a new country, you get like, you like look at things and you're like, oh, that was weird. And suddenly they become normal to you the longer you're here. But this video within 24 hours got 420K views, and I gained 9,000 followers basically overnight. And that's when I was like, holy crap, there's something to this. Because again, I was no stranger to the online space. Even before becoming digital nomad, I had been building funnels and doing digital marketing for about 2 years before this point. And before this, I never had gotten, not even with Facebook ads, was able to get this much attention. And this is where it started. But it was like a snowball. Once you get traction with one video, people all of a sudden are binging all of your other videos. They're going through what I'll share with you soon. The TikTok funnel, just all this stuff started happening, and it was crazy insane. From there, I continued to nerd out on like what made it work and how to duplicate it again and again and again. And since then, I figured out a formula for getting my videos to go viral anytime I want a video to go viral. It's really cool once you figure that out. This is my most viral video. It happened just past a month of posting content. It shows up on when I made this presentation, it showed up on the first page when you search for digital nomad lifestyles. It has now almost 1.9 million views. And through all of this traffic, next slide. Through all this traffic, you could see the value of it when you compare it to Facebook ads. So based on my last post, iOS 14, again, the iOS 14 update is a nerdy babble for the update that Apple did that took away Facebook ads' ability to really allow you to target your audience. And so with those numbers at 0.086 cents per a view on my ads, this video that at the time I took this picture is 1.6 would have cost me $138,000 if I had paid Facebook ads to reach that many people with that campaign that I was running. And this video, which happened a few weeks ago, would have cost me just under 7,000. But again, this is a process. Once you understand what type of content and messaging works for your business on TikTok, it's something you can duplicate again and again and again. And it's very cool in that manner. And so ultimately, and I hear people say this all the time when I post in Facebook groups, and I'm like, you guys have to pay attention to TikTok. It's so cool. They say, well, going viral is cool, but how much money can you really make in that first 30-day process? Like between the first video and this one that went mega viral, I generated $9,000 in coaching and course sales over the course of 30 days. And from there, I built up my list quite a bit more, where I'm continually being able to reach out to the people that join my community from this. And so throughout this presentation, I'm going to break down how I was able to do that and some of the mistakes I had made along the way, so you can figure it out and go faster than I did. So what's really cool about TikTok is not just gaining an audience, getting views, getting comments, and a ton of engagement. You also get people reaching out as collaborations. And I'm constantly getting people reaching out, hey, I want to work with you, and then sending them through my funnel. The reason why TikTok is really cool and we should be paying attention to it, and the reason it's not just for teenagers anymore, I hear that a lot too, or it's going away, TikTok's a joke, like it's not going to stay. It really is here to stay. And we see it because Instagram has modeled it with Reels, Facebook has Reels, YouTube has Shorts, even LinkedIn, which I'm not super familiar with, they come and go with short form video content as well. TikTok is the fastest growing social media platform with 1 billion global users. Yes, it has a global audience. There are some regions and countries where it's not available in English, or it's not available in this. I hear that all the time as well. But the global internet user base is 4.8 billion. And that means about almost 21% of people that use the internet use TikTok as well. In the US, 37% of mobile users access TikTok at least once a month, and only 25% of users are actually teenagers under the age of 19. It has a 2-to-1 female to male gender ratio, so that's great for us that target women. And 1 in 4 TikTok users have bought something they saw on the app. I'm one of those. I have bought things that I've seen on the app. I've actually bought coaching from and courses from other creators that I found on TikTok and went through their funnel. Users typically watch over 50 minutes a day of content, with 90% of users accessing it at least once a day. TikTok grew to a size in just 5 years that it took Instagram and Facebook to reach. It took them a decade to reach that. Again, they just social media. We're all much more familiar with it, with how to use it, so apps can grow faster, but everyone thought TikTok was a joke, and now they're having to play catch up. And the biggest news of all is TikTok's users have surpassed YouTube users in average monthly watch time. I think it's like YouTube users watch like 23.5 hours a month of content on YouTube, and TikTok is like 25 hours a month. But again, when you think about how content is consumed on YouTube, they're watching things that could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Like it's a long form content. When they're spending 25 hours a month consuming content on TikTok, these are 15-second videos, 1-minute videos, up to 3 minutes. That's a lot of opportunity to be seen on the platform. Plus, it's not YouTube, people go to search for things, right? Kind of like Google. On TikTok, it's more through scrolling keywords and being discovered rather than people actually searching for things. So the demographics of this app, the fastest growing demographic is over 40. Again, 25% is under the age of 19. About 23%, just under 23% are in their 20s, and so on and so on. So again, the fastest growing demographic and one of the most engaged demographics is over 40, which is very, very cool. And let's move us over here so I can read this. TikTok rates #1 for social media engagement. This is really, really important as well. While we may have a lot of people following us, a lot of Facebook friends, a lot of people on Instagram following us, the engagement is really where it's at. And before the pandemic happened, 2017 to September of 2019, TikTok engagement rose by 1,533%, while Facebook engagement dropped by 26%. I don't know if you guys remember when the latest news from Facebook was, oh, Facebook groups. And now we've seen this even when they told us that Facebook groups were the future of Facebook. It's really not true, because we've seen a decline in engagement from Facebook groups as well. And you can see from this chart here, even before the pandemic, if the bigger your following got, you still were able to retain a large percentage of engagement from your following, which is really cool, because I can post the same video on Instagram and Facebook, and the majority of the comments and shares and likes will come from those that follow me on TikTok. And again, with TikTok, it really blew up during the pandemic, but we're still seeing it. It's kind of like, let's see, when you're used to going to a brick and mortar store to purchase something, say you have your favorite coffee shop, and then that coffee shop closes for, I don't know, a couple months, and they're going to reopen, but then you have to start going to a different coffee shop. And all of a sudden, when that original coffee shop opens back up, it's going to be really hard to change the habit of going back to the older coffee shop, because you've already started a new habit of consuming coffee at the second coffee shop. So it's the same thing, as people got so used to consuming content on TikTok, and it became a habit to be on the platform and consume that type of content, that's where they continue to hang out, even as things have shifted. And again, the TikTok videos, we'll talk about this more too, can be shared to the other social media platforms. So you can create one piece of content and share it out everywhere else, and essentially save time. This is doing away with the old rule of you can no longer, you can't create the same content, put on everything. Now, because of the quality of the content, you can share it everywhere, and it's actually a benefit. So the second biggest objection people have to TikTok is my audience isn't on there. And the funniest thing is that I have seen the most random businesses become mega viral and mega popular on TikTok. This is one example. This is an appliance mattress and grill store in Smith Falls, Ontario, Canada. I've never been here. I just saw this account came across my For You page, which is my timeline on TikTok. And I was just so amazed that he had built a 300,000 person strong following, talking about how to clean stoves, how to fix appliances, like quirky things. And I was just like, anybody can go viral on it. Look at this, 886,000 views on this video. Like it's insane, some of these, how successful he's been with his content in such a very niche, and to me, very boring category. So if you're like, oh, my stuff is boring, or, oh, I'm too old, or no one cares about this, they will. There's a community on TikTok for that. There is everything you can possibly think of as far as a community on TikTok. And the reason I say community is because the way content is consumed on TikTok, it really does feel, and I spend a ton of time on TikTok because I'm always nerding out on all the things, paying attention to what the trends are. And it feels like a community because how do I explain this? You have a lot of collaboration between the different bigger accounts. You have ways to be able to build relationships with other creators and with your viewers in a way that makes it feel more like a community than being spoken at. It's very cool. So health and wellness, business, marketing, sales, travel, lifestyle, handcrafters, artists, cars and guy stuff, cooking, baking, and all things foodies, intimacy, relationship, kink, and sex education. This is a big one because on many of the other platforms, this stuff is heavily censored. There is a massive community for relationship. Oh, I think the relationship and kink and intimacy niche is probably one of the biggest. So if you're a coach in that space, it's a very, very powerful tool. Like those accounts, the relationship coaches and the intimacy coaches in my community, like they're the ones that go viral first. It's so easy to get your business out there in that niche on TikTok, where before we've struggled on social media to do so. Crypto and investing, LGBTQ communities, pets and animals, environmental causes, nonprofits, retail businesses, education, all things spiritual, witchy, crystal, and woo-woo. This is another huge community on the platform. Mindset, psychology, self-care, motivational, also a very good niche to be in. Anime and cosplay, any sport known to man, including equestrians. I love horses and used to train professionally, so I love that there's such a strong community for that. Parenting, farming, construction, fashion, and it just goes on and on. Like you can find the community on there. That the difference. So when we look at why TikTok is different, and from say Facebook or Instagram, is all in the algorithm. I see there's a question here. Oh, I used to train horses for dressage. Ooh, I used to ride saddle seats and I trained Western dressage, which not as fancy as real dressage, but it was fun. Pretty cool. So with the algorithm, the way Facebook and Instagram worked before Reels, we're going to kind of separate out Reels for now. The way it worked to get content seen was it was social based. So somebody had to have been following you or been your friend, and they would have had to comment or share or engage with your content for it to be shown to somebody else that was connected to that person. So say your mom liked or commented on something, a friend of your mom's would then see it because it would be like, oh, your friend so-and-so commented on this. That was the way it used to work. But on TikTok, it's based on whatever the user wants to see, and it will show you content from creators that you may or may not be following. It's based on what you like. The algorithm is so crazy advanced that it learns so quickly the type of content that you will consume and the length of the video you watch on some things versus the other, based on the keywords, based on so many different things. And so it's easier for you to get discovered because you're constantly being put in front of the right people. Instead of based on who you know. So it really levels the playing field. It doesn't matter. I've seen some massive coaches that are wildly successful, have very successful businesses, get started on TikTok and struggle because they don't know how to use the platform. I've seen absolutely nobodies like myself that get started on the platform and they blow up so quickly because they figure out the key to using the platform and using it authentically. So it doesn't matter wherever you are right now in your business, doesn't matter how big or small you are, TikTok levels the playing field. So it's all about how good you are at creating content for TikTok. So every video is shown on the For You page, which the For You page is a branded term for TikTok. It's the timeline that you see when you first log in. That's the For You page. But every video that you post will be shown outside of your current following for a short period of time. And the way the algorithm has changed, it's always shifting, is that it used to be very rapid. Like you would see videos blow up within hours. Like you could know if your video was going to take off within hours. But now sometimes the video will be very slow, very slow, very slow. And then all of a sudden, like a week later, it'll blow up. Or it might take a couple days and then it will start gaining traction. The reason they've done this is because as the platforms gain popularity, they've switched to a slow release algorithm. And it's also because they're allowing, Google is putting TikTok videos like first in the search results and stuff like that. And so they have to be more careful about the type of content that goes viral so they can contain some of the things that probably shouldn't be going viral or shouldn't be seen. So that's why they're kind of switching things up. But at least your content will constantly will be shown outside of the following, outside of your current following. I want to make sure I address any of the comments in here. Okay, so what is a For You page? The For You page, again, is the timeline that you see when you first log in. It's just a branded term for TikTok. Okay, so the first goal when you get on there is to get to 1,000 followers as quickly as possible. And so in doing this, your main focus will be, everyone's always worried about call to actions. When you make a video, you have a call to action at the end to invite the viewer to do something. The call to action should always be follow me for more, follow me for more. Because when you get to 1,000 followers, this is where you can rapidly gain momentum. This is where you can really start monetizing, because now you can put a link in your bio for your viewers to take advantage of your offers. A clickable link, mind you, it's clickable kind of like on Instagram, but until you get to 1,000 followers, this isn't possible. It doesn't matter if you have a business account or you have a personal account, you still have to get to 1,000 followers. The other cool feature that will be unlocked when you get to 1,000 followers is to be able to go live, and you can go live on the platform as much as you want. And you can also schedule these so your community always knows when you're going live. And when you schedule it, all the videos you post after the date that you schedule will show a little sticker saying this creator is going live at this time, and they can get like opt in to get reminders for it. So that's very, very cool as well. Okay, so the next question I normally get is how quickly can you experience your first viral video to get to that 1,000 followers? And typically it's in your first 30 days. If you're consistent, it's within first 30 days. I've seen people go viral as quickly as a week. Sometimes it takes people 60 days, but inevitably, if you stay consistent with it, you'll get there. It's typically around that 30-day mark. I think the reason for this also is TikTok rewards consistency, and they reward like a certain number of videos in. It's kind of like gambling a little bit. Like everyone's like, how does it really work? It's a little bit like gambling. It's like winning the lottery, but right around that 30-day mark, TikTok allows what will select one of your videos and it'll go viral. So these are a few of the people from my community that this one got over 1.1 million views on one of her videos. And this gal here, she did my last 3-day workshop. And I think like 2 weeks later, she had a viral video and she gained a bunch of followers. And she was like, she was so excited by it. It was awesome. This is an intimacy coach. I've been working with her for about a year before she got on TikTok. And then she finally took the leap because she was really big on Instagram. She had like a following of like 13,000 on Instagram. And she was like, okay, I'll try this TikTok thing. And within 6 months, she blew up to 12K. The only thing is that she's an intimacy coach, and she put out a video that I was kind of like, that's a little risque for TikTok. And she did get her account banned for it. So there is, while TikTok is very generous, you still have to play within their guidelines. And her video was a little bit too lights and shadows. And that's what got her pulled. But she was able to bounce back to 6,000 followers. I didn't update this picture, but she bounced back to 6,000 followers in about 45 days after starting again. So that was very cool. You can get your account pulled, but then you could start over again. And she already had the formula for getting viral videos. So she bounced back very quickly. But again, the message in this is also diversifying and building an email list. So make sure that when you're getting on TikTok and you're getting all this momentum, that you have a plan. And we'll be talking about how you can make that TikTok funnel, make a plan for getting people off of the app, because TikTok really isn't for selling. You won't see content where it's like, hey, buy my thing or join my coaching program. Like those don't do well because it's not really the proper way to use TikTok. The proper way is to get them off, use it as a way to get seen, and then bring them into your funnel to diversify. Either bring them over to Instagram, bring them over to your YouTube, bring them to a Facebook group, bring them onto your email list with a freebie, whatever that looks like for you. You'll want to make that decision, but it's key because you don't own it. TikTok, you don't own that following there, just like we don't own our Facebook groups. We don't own our Instagram accounts. We can be kicked off of any platform, anytime, for any reason. So we want to make sure we diversify. And this is what this looks like. So you put out a video such as this. You can mention something or have a call to action to send them somewhere else. They will go to the link in your bio, or they can search for you, depending on if you don't have a link yet. They can go to a landing page. You can send them to YouTube. You can send them to a Facebook group. You can send them to your Instagram. You can send them to a podcast. You can send them to your LinkedIn. Like whatever that looks like, you can decide where you want to send them. The way you can do this is through either a link tree. You can make your own link tree using a website builder or funnel builder. which is what I've done because I love to be able to pixel the traffic that lands on that said page. In case I want to run ads later on, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or Google, but I haven't taken that leap to try ads again since my last mega failure. And it's kind of like, if I'm going to put that much effort into running ads or put that much money into running ads, I might as well just put that much effort into creating more content and get the same or better results. So I just haven't brought myself to take that leap another time. What is Linktree and the pixel? Okay, yes. So linktree.com, I think it's link.tree. I don't know. I just Googled Linktree. Is it linktree.com? Okay, cool. But you can Google it. It's a free service that allows you to create a link. Like you have one link that you send them to for like what we call a landing page, which is a website page that will then have whatever step you want them to take next. So for me, when I use Linktree, it was like, hey, join my free masterclass, take the workshop, apply to work one-on-one with me. It gives all the things I can do in a very organized manner. But TikTok only allows you to put one link. So you want to be able to have them click on that link and they can see all the other things that they could possibly do with you. The pixel is a piece of code that the advertising platform generates, again, kind of techy, that it generates for you to be able to track the traffic of the people that have landed on that said page to target them with paid advertising. So that's just a more advanced strategy. Okay, so now I want to talk about the one funnel or the one video away based on the one funnel away strategy for making your content and really being able to blow up on TikTok. So step one is to set up your account. The first thing you want to do is when you set up your account is one, don't scroll your For You page, which is that timeline. When you open up TikTok, don't start scrolling. Go over down at the bottom right-hand corner is where it says profile. Click on that, because if you start scrolling before the app really understands what you like, you're going to see all of the things that TikTok is known for. Like I call them common people. The common people consume on TikTok, which is like girls twerking, teenagers dancing, prank videos, cute cats, like the silly things we don't have time to waste on. So just go over to your profile and optimize it. Set up a good username that is similar to what you have on your other accounts. So it's easy to make the connection and find you on the other accounts. Put an emoji filled bio, like where it says bio, you can put all the emojis in there. You could drop your email in there if you want to put a WhatsApp in there, some way for them to connect with you before you can put a clickable link in that bio. Also connect all of your social accounts. So you're able to connect your Instagram on there, which is really cool because then people can find more about you. They can see your link in Instagram. They can message you on Instagram. One thing to know is that TikTok is not a messaging platform. While people can reach out and message you, the only way they can do that is if you're following them and they're following you. And so one hot tip I have for you is do not follow people back when they follow you unless you click on their bio and you're like, oh, I like the type of content they make. Because if you go randomly following people back, you could end up with dudes popping into your DMs being like, hey, I saw you followed me back. It's different than Instagram. On Instagram, it was like okay and socially normal to follow back other accounts, but on TikTok it's not. And it's kind of how you keep people from DMing you spammy, sleazy things, which is really cool. Because again, when you have a video go viral, all these people are going to want to message you. And you don't want them to. You want them to have to take the extra step of going to your Instagram and messaging you there. And so it's kind of like a little bit of a firewall for that. So set up your account. I recommend starting with a personal account rather than doing a business account. Are you doing paid ads on TikTok? I did try paid ads. I spent about $500 and I felt at the time that it was a waste of my energy because my videos were doing so well organically. Plus, when you switch over, you have to switch to a business account in order to do paid ads on TikTok. and then they take away all of the cool sounds because those sounds aren't licensed for commercial use. So I was really hindered as a creator on the app. So I decided to switch back to a personal account and stop running ads. So I only tested it, although I think it's going to be, as a strategy, really powerful. But it just wasn't right for me at the time. And then spamming and picking me up on IG and FB. Yes, that still happens, but at least it's like a little bit of a firewall, because they have to hop from TikTok over one more step, and most of them are too lazy to do that. So it kind of dwindles the amount of annoyingness. Second step, build your TikTok funnel. Like I shared with you in that image, decide the strategy of where you want to send the content. Do you want them to, you're like, okay, I have my TikTok, now I want to build up my email list. So I'm going to be telling them all about my freebie. Or I want to build my Facebook group. I'm going to tell them all about that. And again, using Linktree, you can really send them to all the things, so that you can create a video that's one day, hey, join my Facebook group. I invite you to my Facebook group, or I invite you to pick up my free thing, or this. So you can have that Linktree, which can divide it into all the different places, because the content shared on TikTok is non-linear. People will see a video from months ago, then see a video from today, and then a video from a week ago. So you never know when people are going to see something. So you just want to have all the links available in one place. Step number 3 is to commit to publishing once a day. It's just really unavoidable that you have to figure out how the app works and just start creating videos. My recommendation is just to start playing around with it, have fun with it, and model what's already working. I think I have slides in here to talk about that, modeling what's currently working. So you can go find creators that have videos that you want to create something similar, and you can create something similar instead of having to reinvent the wheel. But whatever you do, just publish once a day for 30 days. And then get to your first 1,000 followers, so you can do TikTok lives. So you can have the clickable link in your bio. Another tip for getting to 1,000 followers, in a lot of Facebook groups, they allow you, I don't know if Rena, yours is able to do that as well, where it's like, hey, follow me and I'll follow you back. This is a safe space to do follow for follow, because you know there are other entrepreneurs, especially like women helping women. Some of the huge groups, you can get up to 1,000 followers pretty quickly just through doing that strategy. And again, if you're serving coaches and helping other entrepreneurs, then you're going to have people that are more aligned with the type of content you're going to be putting out there, and it'll be a better use of time and followers. So you won't have to like clean up your list, because there'll be more qualified followers. And then just keep going, which is obviously consistency wins the race there. Oh, okay. Well, I think I have a little bit more time for questions. I do want to touch on, what was it? Oh my goodness. I had a thought, but now I forget it. I think it's here. Yes, the publishing, the figuring out how to model other people's content. What you can do is if you log into your app and then you go to the top right corner as the videos start playing, there'll be a little search glass. If you click on that, you can search for other creators in your niche or in things that you like, and you can find videos that maybe inspire you, that have sounds that you like, that have messages that you like, and you can save those to a favorites folder. You just click on the little arrow underneath the comments, and it will show you how to go over, show you a bunch of options. You can hit save to favorites. And then in your bio, there's a place where you can connect with your favorites, and you can use those when you're ready to create content. That's a really cool strategy for kind of deciding what you like and not having to reinvent the wheel when you create content. So with that, if you want to find me on the app, my original account is @RebelKeely. And I have a second account that I'm doing like a 30-day challenge on with my community to show them that it's duplicatable and show them step by step how I would do things if I had a brand new account. It's also highly niche. This account is more of my attractive character, like talking about Keely and lifestyle and all the things that I want to talk about. And this is very niche down to marketing tactics, TikTok tactics, stuff like that. So you can find me at both of those. Make sure I got all the comments here. Oh, thank you. She dropped them all right there. And yes, I do have a, this is my imagine. Imagine if you had help doing all this. I have a workshop that starts next Monday. I hope it's okay to mention this. I have the workshop that starts next Monday. And what I do is I walk you through, because yes, we know the basics. I can only cover so much of what to do with getting started on the platform in 45 minutes. And so with this, I'll walk you step by step through how, like, do this and then do this and then do this over the course of an hour each day for 3 days. Also be helping you get through creating your first video and understanding the real nitty-gritty details of what your funnel looks like. And this is called the Jumpstart Your TikTok Workshop. She dropped the link in the chat as well. But yes, I'm open for questions.
Excellent. Do you want to stop sharing your screen?
Yes, let me do that. There we go.
It's kind of funny. Your TikTok is Rebel Keely. My Instagram is Rena Smart Rebel. So it's
nice.
like the rebels are gathering in Mexico.
Yes, well, we're all rebels at heart, right?
Okay, just one sec. I'm gonna just spotlight you and myself. So thank you so much, Keely. I just downloaded TikTok and I haven't had the chance to actually look at it, but I'm gonna have a look and maybe give it a second chance. And thank you for inspiring us and giving us, sharing with us your experience. What are some of the common mistakes you see specifically coaches make on TikTok?
Yeah, so the number one mistakes that I see is one, using non TikTok typical content. Again, we're so used to creating content via Facebook Lives or having more time to speak, or creating blog style posts using Canva images. And so naturally coaches want to transition that style of content that we've already learned onto TikTok. Well, on TikTok, you have a shorter period of time. So you don't have the time in the beginning, like you would in a Facebook Live, to be like, hey guys, my name is Keely, like, here's my view, it's a beautiful day, blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to get straight to the point when you start saying whatever you're going to say in that video. That's the number one killer of views, is not getting straight to the point, treating it like a Facebook Live. The second thing is using Canva or Canva imagery. A lot of creators want to be like, I'll just go on Canva and create a Canva video, and then they try to publish it on TikTok, and it really isn't TikTok optimized. It really just doesn't do as well as, say, creating an actual video for the platform. So those would be the two biggest errors that I see. The third would be trying to sell on it too much. I see creators come on there and they are trying to be like, oh, here's our product, like image the product, kind of like multi-network marketing. And I have nothing against network marketing, but when people start network marketing, they're always like on social media, buy my thing, I have a sale, Like on TikTok, it's more about being authentic and telling your story and inviting and kind of becoming more of a friend with your audience than trying to sell to them.
Do let us know if you have questions, those of you who are with us. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
You said something about the live videos, and you said you can only do live when you get to 1,000 followers, but then you said you can't create videos elsewhere. So how do you do a video for TikTok if you're not doing a live or creating it elsewhere?
That's a good question. So there's a difference between TikTok lives and an actual video that's created on TikTok. They're two separate things. So with Facebook, again, it's like a live is the video that you like put on there. Most people don't upload a video to Facebook, but on TikTok, you can go right in and you create your video up to 3 minutes long using the app, right in the app. The ability to go live is where you can spend literally hours like live streaming with your following. And so that's a little bit different. You don't have the ability to live stream for a long period of time. The other thing with doing a live on the platform is the lives don't get published to your bio. Like if you won't see them after you're done with them. It's just like you're live and that's it. Nope.
That's good to know. So how much use have you made of that feature?
The live, honestly, not as much as I should. When my first 3 months, I did a lot. I did a lot of lives. I was going live twice a week. I do it from the beach. At one time, I had 1,600 people live with me, which was very strange and cool all at the same time. But there's something else that happens when you go viral and you get that much attention and you're not used to it. I had to step away for about a month from TikTok just because it was so much. And with getting that much attention, you get a lot of negativity, you get a lot of like things that you've never dealt with before because you've never gotten that much attention. So I took some time away, and since coming back, I haven't gotten back into doing as many lives. But the cool thing about doing the lives, especially if you're a coach or you're an educator or you do something like fitness or yoga or something that's easy to instruct and speaks to many, you can do it live streaming it. Like I've seen people be massively successful with stuff like that. For me, I was always doing more of like a chit chat, Q&A, bring on a guest speaker, that type of stuff. And I just don't utilize it as much as I used to.
So is there any way at all of downloading that video, or is it just gone for good?
Yeah, you can download it. If you go into your profile and go to like creator tools, you can download your old lives. I think they're downloadable for like 30 or 60 days. So if you're doing it like webinar teaching or something like that, like a whiteboard teaching, you can totally repurpose that somewhere else.
Who do you think would be TikTok not for? Is there any group of coaches perhaps, or just group of people that you would say maybe TikTok is not for them?
I would say TikTok is not for you if you're like in some sort of heavily restricted, like selling drugs like marijuana. Cannabis is kind of like one of those like iffy things. Anything that's like, I mean, I don't know if it's proper for like yours, but like there are people that use it for OnlyFans, but you don't show that stuff on there. So there is even a method for that. So I'd say drugs or guns. I've seen taxidermists use it. So there's not many things you can't use it for. But one other thing I've seen is if you're in the parenting or like wanting to teach stuff involving kids, when you have a brand new account, use words like parenting or mom life, because the word kids and children, when you have a brand new account, is actually restricted. So I've seen a lot of coaches, they've come to me and they've been like, hey, my account's not doing very well. And I look at their account and it's right after they posted a video with kids in it, their views went from like 300, 500, 1,000 to like 10, 20, 50. And it's because something happens with brand new accounts where I think it's a safety feature. It really like brings down your views. So parenting, there's a huge community for it, but just be careful about the language that you use.
Thank you so much for sharing, Keely. Yeah. And definitely, so the links are posted under the video on Facebook. Also, when we upload this video onto YouTube, have a look under the video. There will be also all the links. So as she mentioned, there is a workshop coming up, which starts next Monday.
Next Monday.
Something for you. How much? What is the price of this workshop?
Yeah, so the workshop is $47, and it is 3 days long. We go from 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to about 12:30 each day for 3 days. And then I have a VIP content creation session on Thursday as well.
Yes, and check her out on Facebook. I actually had a look at your videos. I know you started, I don't know if you started or if you're doing, I think once a week a live, where you give feedback on TikTok videos and have your recommendations for how a video could be improved. So check it out, maybe follow her, drop your links into the chat and get some feedback from Keely. And I liked what you were saying in one of the videos about really the first sentence in the videos. That you spend a lot of time really deciding what the sentence is going to be. You have different versions of it, and then so that's really, really important. So talk us through your process, what's happening and what works best.
Yeah, so when I try to batch create my content, because again, when you have so many things to do and you get rolling with creating the content, because I've been creating it for, I guess I've been on there for 8 months now. When you get going, it's easier to just keep going. So getting those first few videos done is like the hardest. So what I do is I'll sit for about an hour and I'll in a notepad on my phone. So I'm typically like somewhere away, inspiring, like on the beach. And I'll be sitting there, and that's when I'll be, okay, here are all the things that people are struggling with. Here's some stories I could tell. I just create a huge list. I brain dump all the things I could talk about. And then I break it down into teeny tiny things, because again, I'm trying to create content that's under 3 minutes long. And so what is the teeniest, tiniest like idea from all these ideas? And then from that, I'll define what those teeny tiny ideas. And by this point, I've got like 40 or 50 ideas from the first 10 ideas that I had. I just keep breaking it down. And then when I have about those ideas, I'll go into, okay, what is the most interesting way I could say the first line? And this is what's typically called in marketing the hook. This is what will get people to stop and actually continue listening to you. Because if you start with something boring, like this is a glass of water and I'm having a drink, like there's so much content to consume, they're just going to keep on going. But if you find a more interesting way to say it and be like, I put something special in this drink today, but I'm not going to tell you it yet, and it does X, Y, and Z for your health, people are going to stop and be like, ooh, what is this interesting thing? I want to hear. They'll be more in tune with, more apt to stay and listen to the rest of what you have to say. And so that's the second thing I figure out is what is the most interesting way I can say that. Then from there, it gets pretty easy, because when we have the idea of what we're going to be teaching or talking about or saying, or what the whole point of the video is, and you have the first way you're going to say it, the rest of it just naturally flows because we're the expert in what we do anyway. That's typically how I create all my content. Then I just go through and I do that for all of them, and then I go create all the videos at one point. So I'll spend, I normally can't spend more than an hour or two creating content, or before I'm like, oh, that's a lot. Then I'll move on to the next thing of the day.
Very interesting how the light falls on me. Suddenly the sun.
I know, it looks so beautiful.
Finally, yeah, it looks like sun rays. It looks like an air, like a rainbow miracle. So let's leave it just at that. I could adjust curtains, but it's okay. So you've mentioned you can also do affiliations. So people are already reaching out to you and they want to do affiliations. So I assume it's similar to like Instagram. You can't really embed videos, links under the video. So you do have to go that link tree route if you want to do. So how do you see affiliations working out for you? How would you promote it?
For the collaborations? Typically, I haven't done many, because most of the connections I've made are people wanting to like ship me products, which of course I live in Mexico, so it's really hard to do. Or they want me to do some sort of like commission-based type of thing, which I don't typically do either. So I haven't done as many as I'd like, just because I'm really picky about what I want to put out there and what I want representing my brand. But typically it would just be like you set an agreement for how many videos you're going to put out, whether it's one, you have your base fee for whatever that is for creating that video. And then for a select period of time, their link will be like the top one that they can click on. And maybe you have to turn off some of your other ones just to give a fair amount of attention to whatever you're promoting. But it's really as simple as that.
Perfect. So I don't have any other questions. So thank you so much for being with us, and good luck with TikTok. And I'll let you know if once I have time to look into TikTok and give it another chance. Thank you for inspiring us. And do reach out to Keely if any of you are considering, using TikTok for your coaching businesses. Perhaps this is the future. Who knows? Yes, Rose, do you have another question?
I do have one question. So it's about the stuff that you posted in the chat, Rena, and the one was something about TikTok funnels for coaches, and then there was the TikTok funnels for coaches masterclass. So one says a free masterclass, and then you said something about a workshop starting on Monday for 47. So please just explain what the difference is and which.
Yeah. So the masterclass is very similar to what I taught today. It's typically the freebie lead magnet that I use even on TikTok. It's the one that goes out to everybody. And then the one that's TikTokfunnelsforcoaches.com with no slash, that's for the 3-day workshop starting next week.
And it's an hour and a half per day.
It's about an hour to an hour and a half each day. I added a workbook this time, so it's going to go a little bit longer because I'm actually going to have you guys do some of the steps as we go along.
Okay, because you said till 12:30, so probably 11 till 1 p.m. Is that?
It'll be 11 to about 12:30.
Okay, so till 12:30.
Yeah, then I need 90 minutes.
Central time, probably, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Central Standard Time.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And those who've been with us on Zoom, thank you for all the questions. I don't see any questions. I've seen there are people watching us on Facebook, but I don't see any questions. So thank you so much. And the replay will be posted soon. And have a good day. Keely, stay with me.
Okay.
Bye-bye, everyone.